name's Ruth from One-to-One Doula and Breastfeeding Support. I'm the co-founder, director of One-to-One Doula and Breastfeeding Support. So I'm just going to talk to you a little bit today about what's made me become a doula. And this is also a challenge that I've been put to do from my mentor, Mars Lord. So I'm doing it for you too. And let's get started. So I worked previously for over 9 years in a hospital, in a local hospital in East London, and before that I was doing childcare, working in nurseries all over in East London. And so I went into the hospital to work in maternity because I've always had a love for babies. I've had a love to nurture people, nurture babies, nurture moms and families, and it's something that I always enjoyed doing. And also having a past experience of having a close relative of mine having a loss and seeing how they managed things, how things was managed with them inside the hospital, also made me want to have more involved in helping women to overcome birth and their experiences. So when I went into the hospital, I went in there with the aim that, yes, I'm going to be a midwife. This is what I want to do. I'm so eager for it. I want it, and this is what I'm doing. And within the first year, I came to learn a lot more around maternity. And out of everything, I think breastfeeding really stood out for me. And it was just morely knowing that there's a lack of breastfeeding and a lack of support, and we have to actually be educated to learn how to breastfeed or to teach one how to breastfeed. I didn't know beforehand how much of an issue it was because I've grown around seeing people breastfeed in my family. I've also was breastfed myself, and I watched my younger sister being breastfed by my mom. It all seemed normal to me. And so knowing this and seeing this and actually seeing mums get really upset and tearful for it made me feel that, this is actually more what I want to do. I want to do more around breastfeeding. I'm not too sure if I want to actually concentrate on everything else, but I want to do more for breastfeeding because of it's needed and not everyone had the patience for it. I was lucky enough to have a niche for it. I had the patience and I was able to give support to moms. I was able to educate them, and I was very successful within breastfeeding area, having a lot of other staff members, midwives, support workers, sometimes calling me to support mothers because I had a nice skill for supporting mums with breastfeeding and encouraging them to breastfeed successfully. Also to get a nice good latch, which is important. So knowing that, continuing my job as a maternity care assistant, I took more of a role within supporting mums within that area. And as things progressed, I had a child, my son, and who I was able to then breastfeed and actually feel how it was to breastfeed myself. And this gave me more power, more, how can I say it? It gave me more skill, more knowledge, and more of a deeper background within breastfeeding because I actually experienced it myself. So some of the things that I was also supporting my mums with, I was able to relate to and to say, oh, this is how it feels when your milk comes in. This is how it feels when you've got a good latch. Or, other than that, I was just going by what I learned from other mums, what I learned in regards to other training that I've done within breastfeeding. And so this all was good that I was able to now share this information with other mothers. So after I had my son, I moved down to the antenatal clinic. The antenatal clinic was a lot more quiet for me, and I didn't know how much support I would actually be giving to mothers as I will be coordinating the clinic for the doctors. But I found a way to support mums as much as they're fast flow and mums coming in and out of me seeing them and just taking samples from them and allowing them to get seen by the doctors. I then also found time to ask women how do they expect to feed their babies, and this is what to expect when you're feeding your baby, if it's that whether you're having a cesarean, how to get breastfeeding onto the right start. So that was also always my niche, as much as I loved birth, babies and everything else, I realised this is my niche, it's breastfeeding. So after working in the antenatal clinic for a period of time, I wanted to do more. I had another child, and which delayed things because I was just signed up to go into uni to do my midwifery, and I had another baby, and I thought, I don't really want to do midwifery anymore. An idea popped up in my head and said, yeah, well, actually, I might just want to do breastfeeding only. And if anything, I'm going to start up my own business supporting mums doing with breastfeeding. And it was something that I thought about. I also had another idea, which I did do. And it was something I thought about, but I wasn't too sure how I would do with it. And there wasn't a large support network for me. And so I just sort of went back to work. And as I was there, I was like, I had someone that was lovely enough that encouraged me, a lovely their midwife, and was like, Ruth, you've got all these skills. Why are you wasting them? You need to do more with it. You need to do more with it because of it's getting not so much wasted, but I'm getting utilized and stretched out, and I'm not getting any recognition for it at the same time. And I can do so much more if it's that I don't want to be a midwife anymore. So therefore, I then looked into some courses and stuff, and then I did ask if I can have this course. I found a course within breastfeeding, asked them if they would help to second me to pay for it, for me to go for it. They said, fees are low, no support, no push. So then I said, I'll pay for it myself, as providing that I get it as study days, which I did. So I paid for it just before I went off on maternity leave. And then when I came back, things were spoken about in regards to how they can use me in regards to using the skills that I've now gained. And I wasn't really wanting to be stretched out too much. So I was like, I've gained this, I put my money into it, I would use it to my ability in my workplace, but I'm not going to do a whole different role, which ain't going to actually help me in regards to where I am within my job description. I can't be overstretched working as a maternity support worker, MCA, and working as a breastfeeding specialist. So eventually a lovely section came up, and it was like, there was an ad, and it says, whoever's interested in helping out with the tongue tie clinic and help. So I applied for that. Well, I put my name down, and I got pulled out of the sack. And it was great because I was able to support as much as I was like, no, I don't want to be utilized. I actually loved being utilized within breastfeeding because it was something that I loved doing, and I loved seeing the rewards from it and seeing the mum actually being thankful and getting on with the breastfeeding. So that was me. So then I continued that. I put my head down. I started up one-to-one breastfeeding support, which was a limited company, and I started that up in last year, December 2015. And so things was a little bit slow. I was thinking, I want to do more. Like, I need to do more within maternity. I need to do more. So then I said, okay, let me search. I searched, and I was looking into maternity, and I found doulas, and I thought, let me have a read. What's this? So I had a good read. I was like, I know I heard about doulas before, but I haven't actually caught the graphs of what and they do and things like that. So then when I had a read, I was like, oh my gosh, this is all what I've wanted to do. Like, this is all what I've been trying to do with my mothers. I'm realizing that I felt that wasn't supported enough because of the fast flow of the hospitals and the way the changeover is, and how many women we have to one member of staff sometimes is crazy, to be honest. And it's like you have very limited time with them. So then within that, I then saw this doula course, and I was like, wow, this is me. This just sounds just like me. Everything I want to do, I'm going for it. As I went on it, it was everything I wanted to do and more. So within that course and going on to be a doula, I then had to get a mentor, because within your recognition, you have to have a mentor, which I done. Well, it's an option, but it's something that you can do and you cannot. But to help you to be a nice, good doula, like me, then it's good to have a mentor to help to guide you that has experience from that background. So having had the doula, she said to me, think about the type of doula you are. You started off this breastfeeding, you're a doula now. What do you want to do? So I thought, I'm going to have to merge them together, because breastfeeding does come underneath what doulas do as well. So I'm going to merge them together. I'm not going to have a separate, this is breastfeeding, and separate, this is doula. I'm going to bring them together. And I called it one-to-one doula, because I was like, one-to-one was important to me, because when I was in the hospital, it was me one to many. And now I can be one-to-one, where that woman is getting more attention, more support as she needs it, and not feeling that I have to support her, then run to another mother, support her, run around, as well as doing so many other things. So one-to-one, the word one-to-one meant a lot to me, having that together, one-to-one breastfeeding support. So now it's one-to-one doula and breastfeeding support. And my journey has been great, and things are going very well. I'm enjoying each moment of it. All my clients, funny enough, have wanted to breastfeed their babies, and they've all done it successfully and exclusively. Also, they've been great with it, and they've this is where I am. So I've enjoyed my journey. I've had a vast amount of clients so far, which I'm quite impressed about, and I'm just keep growing. And if I can do it, anyone else can do it too. It's all about the passion. If you have a passion for it, it will happen. That's me, Ruth Dennison from One to One Doula. And also, actually, just look out for our antenatal and postnatal classes, which will be happening soon. It's called Dancehall Doula Workshop, and it's starting on the 13th of March in Chats Palace, and that's near Homerton Hospital. And I hope to see you there. Bye.